Hey, good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Thursday, October the 16th. Glad to be with you on this Thursday morning. Today, got into high gear early this morning with what I call no and nona duty. That's Italian for grandfather and grandmother. You can see I'm all prepared with my shirt, the no. Took the oldest two to school, and my wife Geraldine is tending to the younger two as we speak. It got me thinking that I would really like our prayer today to be for all of our youth. All of our youth in this world need our prayers, need our support, and need our wisdom. So if we could pray for a few moments here for the youth of our world, I would appreciate it. Thank you. With that, I ask you, as I always do, to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel from St. Luke, chapter 11, verses 47 to 54. The Lord said, "Woe to you who build the memorials of the prophets whom your father killed. Consequently, you bear witness and give consent to the deeds of your ancestors, and they killed them, and you do the building. Therefore, the wisdom of God said, I will send to them the prophets and apostles. Some of them they will kill and persecute, in order that this generation might be charged with the blood of all the prophets, shed since the foundation of the world, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who died between the altar and the temple building. Yes, I tell you, this generation will be charged with their blood. Woe to you, scholars of the law! You have taken away the key of knowledge. You yourselves do not enter until you stopped those trying to enter. When Jesus left, the scribes and Pharisees began to act with hostility toward him and to interrogate him about many things, for they were plotting to catch him and something he might say. When I read this gospel, the one thing that takes my mind to a place of interpretation is that we have ancestors in the form of prophets and apostles and family members and many people we can look at for example and as an example. And isn't that the truth? And don't we all have some lineage in our families, whether it be a mother, a father, an uncle, an aunt, a family friend, those people in the media who we look at, who are all putting things out there for us to put into our life and to move forward in the direction of goodness and purpose. And that's kind of what I take out of this gospel, because that's what Jesus is saying in some ways about the blood of his ancestors and all these things. But there's a caution here. And Jesus puts a few cautions in as well. But the caution I'd like to bring forth is just because they're our relative, that does not mean they're perfect. Now, I know this is a harsh reality, if you will, but it's a fact, isn't it? Oftentimes we idolize people, and maybe, just maybe, we should be walking our own path. As I look at my life right now, that's what I see as a very important thing to look at. I'm making my own mistakes, but I don't need to be making the mistakes of others, regardless of who they are. However, I can take all the good points that they have to offer, and I can absolutely integrate them into my own life and say, this is the direction I'm walking in. I think this is a very important lesson for us, and especially for our youth. Especially for our youth. And I will say that I take this kind of seriously because, as much as I admire a lot of pro athletes, I don't believe in wearing a jersey with the athlete's name on it. I don't believe in doing that. And I know it sounds a little silly, but I just don't do that. And I don't look for others to do it either that are related to me. I think we should, that says that we are maybe comparing ourselves too much to others, which is another hesitancy here. We should be our own person. But I will say this, and I'll say this, and it certainly relates directly to the gospel message. We can evaluate all of the attributes of those that we love, those that we admire, those in the media, those in the sports world. But I would say do two things. Number one, if you're looking at an attribute, ask yourself this: does Jesus have that attribute? That's number one, because he's the only one that was perfect that walked this earth. So if he has it, great, latch onto it. And the second one is similar. Look for those situations where these individuals that you are looking at made a sacrifice something of themselves for the goodness of others and the benefit of others. Those two ways of thinking will take us all very far in our own life of faith, in our relationships with others, and most especially to make a positive impact on this world. Well, my friends, that's my message today. As always, I hope it was helpful. Take it into your day, into your week, share it with others. I always welcome, appreciate your comments and your thoughts, and I always appreciate you being here with me. I wish you and your loved ones a very blessed Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you back here on Sunday with another scripture reflection. Until then, take good care.